Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's Chris here. I want to bring you guys a little update. We're going to be going over Bitcoin, Litecoin, we'll do Ethereum, we'll probably do XRP, and what do you think, guys? Digibyte, probably do that. So right now we're looking at Bitcoin. We're looking at it on the 4 hour, and if you guys could like, subscribe, all that, I appreciate it. It's good to be here on a Monday with you, and tell me what you guys have been doing. Did you buy when we were starting to move up yesterday, or were you guys patient? Were you short in the top? You know, considering these right here, guys, in my opinion, these were just short squeezes. You can see those candles right there, and we didn't really get a lot of continuation and follow through. I really think they were just short squeezes that happened quick. These wicks here were stopping people out who may have had stops around this area. You see how that wick went slightly past it, guys? And that's why I said take these really long wicks and measure them. And if you're going to use a buy stop or a sell stop, I would measure one of these, and I would go even lower than that, most likely a little bit lower. Just so you know, because a lot of times there's going to be that chop and you're going to get stopped out. So be very careful with that, guys. This is our upper trend line right now, and truthfully on the 4 hours it looks like we're going to break down out of this. And if we do have a trend line break, there's a potential that we could fall, you know, to that $3,200 area. Here's our RSI. You can see the last couple days how we were moving up right now, guys, but we're having a pretty significant retracement right now. Let's do that on the Fibonacci, see where we're at. Because, guys, remember, it's very important to look at like that 618 area. Let's take it to that wick. And, guys, we're pretty close to that right there. We're going to have to see if we get the support off that or if we're going to break through the 618. MACD looks like we're going down, like we're going to have a downward cross. You can see the histogram ticking down, guys. Just always put this like a trend line. You can see right there how that's just losing some strength, guys. So most likely my thoughts are we're probably going to break this here, and we're going to come down. We're going to test around maybe this 33.65 first, then we'll see what happens. All right, so that's Bitcoin right there, guys. That's just on the 4 hour. Main thing to look for is just this trend line right here to see if it breaks. Then we're going to be looking down support around 33.65 and up above overhead resistance, guys. We have to get above that 236 there, which is always a crucial one, around that 36.93 right now. So keep that in mind, guys. But these have been some nasty candles that have been forming right here. So we're going to have to see what it does with the 618. All right, guys, let's take a look at ETH. All right, you can kind of see the charts and different things I was looking at, guys. These are just some older ones. Just marking out support, resistance, all that. Same deal, same things that happened in with Bitcoin here. You can kind of see where we had that short squeeze there. But what I did like, guys, you can see we had a low here, so right here. Then we had our high, so we were trying to reverse here, higher low. Then we had a lower high. We're seeing right now if we're going to set a higher low off this, guys, or if we're going to break down out of that and have a lower low. All right, so just kind of forming that little equilibrium pattern here. We're going to see what happens if we're going to break up and we're going to get up over that $100 mark, which is now overhead resistance, guys, or if we're going to break down, we're going to test around that $83. We're at 87 right now. Obviously, you can see on the RSI, we're going to want to hold this. We can even put that like that. Guys, just see if that's going to hold, if it's going to keep climbing up this, or if we're going to break down through. Because one of the biggest things that I've noticed in cryptocurrency and these charts, guys, trend line breaks are massive both ways in terms of the RSI and up here with the candles, but to the positive and to the downside. All right, when you see these trend lines break, it typically means there's going to be a movement that happens. So like right now, guys, if we see this RSI break pretty severely, or we see this trend line right here break, okay, so right there how we're on it, that breaks down and you see a nice size candle, most likely we're going to be heading down to the downside pretty hard. So just keep that in mind. But this is ETH right now, guys. I mean, really look at support around $75, somewhere right in there. $82 would be another spot of support. 86 up above. Overhead resistance 96. Then we probably have around that 112. But really look at these areas, guys. Support, resistance, trend line breaks, volume, RSI, and candles. I really believe those are the most important things to look at in cryptocurrency, and I really do like the MACD as well. Same deal, guys. Looks like we're going to be moving to the downside, so there could be some people off this line. If we break here, we're going to be shorting. So keep that in mind. All right, let's look at Litecoin. All right, guys. I mean, all these are basically the same thing going on. Guys, you know that everything's just controlled by Bitcoin. But just take a look at the overhead moving averages, that type of stuff. We're going to see if we can hold this support here around where we're at right now, guys. That, 23 or whatever. We really don't want to break that. But, you had a cross right here of the 50 that came over top of the 100. That's never good. You can see we're getting ridden right here by the 20 EMA. Downward pressure on the 4 hour looking on the MACD. Overhead, guys, we would look at that resistance of 26.17, and then we would basically be looking at right where we're at now if we're going to hold, guys, around that 23. So we're really going to have to pay attention to the candles because you don't want to lose these lows. You see how we're kind of building that support there, and in my opinion, guys, we're going to break through it. I mean, it's been the trend. The trend is down. You can see the moving averages overhead. It's a raging river. Just keep it in mind. All right, next one, guys. Let's do XRP quick. Guys, if you could like, subscribe, moon those up, I really appreciate it. It helps us out. Let's see. Go right here. Guys, all these charts are looking just so similar. You can see. I mean, there's no point in even hardly going over them. Just tell you what the price is. 29 cents right there. Same thing. You're seeing the high. It's almost a double top there, guys. Kind of forming that. And we're going to see if this holds or if we're going to break down through. We are at 29 cents right now, and I do believe there's a lot of room to the downside if we do break this, guys. So there's room down to around 25 cents there. See that? Overhead resistance. You can see before, guys, where I had some supports and resistances, all that mapped out. Remember, anytime we gap away, like see how this 100 moving average, see how far and straight we went up and we gapped? So this to the upside and the downside. Look what happened, guys. It always comes back to it, and we actually went right through it. So keep that in mind when you fall really far to the downside. Do you see this, guys? See this gap? When we had this really sharp fall, then what do we have? A reaction, a retracement. And what I like to look at, so I grab my Fibonacci tool here, go up here, and we'll see what that reaction was so we know for the next time. So around the 382. So if you can nail one of these bottoms, guys, typically you want to ride up to about that 382 in this bear market. We've had a lot of sell-offs after that. So, I mean, this bounce here we got from here, I bet it's only a 236. I haven't done it yet, but let's just see where we're at. We didn't get the biggest bounce. And you'll see we probably had resistance right at the 236. There it is. There's your 236. You see how we double topped out of that? Now we're going to have to see what happens, guys. And, you know, this could also be just like another bear flag, you know, just another leg down. That's how these things work. So if you throw this on one of the wicks down here, guys, let's kind of throw that up. Then maybe right here, you know, like almost forming one of those little pennants, like a bear pennant or something, where you have that leg, then you have your pennant that comes out here, so we could work maybe even a little bit longer than another leg down. So keep that in mind, guys. And also keep in mind, now this is why you want to look at stuff from the past, so you'll know for the future. So we're looking at the 4 hour. Look down here, guys. Every time we got super extended, what happened? There was a run. Super extended. There's a run. There's a run. Right here, there's a run. So that's when you want to buy, guys. So the next time I would buy would be when I would see the RSI around 15 on the 4 hour. You know, unless we see something crazy here, we get some big frying pan looking, you know, RSI, and we start making a move on some high volume. But guys, it's mostly just been like short squeezes, things like that. You know, there really hasn't been a ton of follow through. Trend's been down, trend's down, and I mean, look at these moving averages. They're just almost pointing straight down. So next one we'll do Digibyte, guys, and I'll let you go. Appreciate all you still hanging around. Alright, so Digibyte, guys. Take a look at the price. That's crazy. See that? And guys, what we did, we broke down really hard. So MACD is pointing down, RSI is pointing down. Keep those in mind, but we're going to go in closer here on Digibyte because I want to show you something we were talking about a while ago. And I think it's coming to pass here. Alright. Remember, guys, I said this is where I would be buying Digibyte, right around here, when we had that big frying pan right there, and then we had the move up, blast it off. So right around that 0.007 of a cent, I would look at it, guys, right down around in there, up in here. We're getting pretty darn close to it, but you can see the lows. I mean, just really go through, guys, and study these charts. That's what I would do. Look at it. You see here, here, lower high, and they just keep going, guys. And what we need to come up here, set a lower high, come up higher low, reverse that trend, and then get moving, guys, because there's so much room to run. These falls were so hard and so aggressive that there's so much room to run. Look after 5 cents right here. there's tons of room. I mean, you guys could say maybe right here at 7 cents, but from 5 to 7, that's still a really big move. So keep this stuff in mind, guys. Don't drive yourself insane about all this. You know, if you're in it for the long term, then you're in it for the long term, and this is what you expected. You know, but we're almost back to those very, very beginning times in terms of price. And just look how these things happen, guys. Always look for that, okay, to the upside. And then downside, remember we talked about all the moving averages. We didn't actually have too far of a gap away right there on these moving averages. It wasn't too bad. Just going through, seeing if there's anything else I wanted to point out to you guys. Yeah, when this was broken here, this would have been another time to get out, guys. So let's say that we'll put a trend line about right there. You can see how we were making higher lows and higher lows and lower highs here, and we were kind of squeezing. Then we started consolidating. We could have either broke to the upside, but we broke to the downside. So now we have another impulse to the downside. So keep all this in mind, guys. Remember, these prices can change real quick. I mean, volume like this really can come in at any time, you know. So keep your head up, stay in there, keep studying, and know that the market cycle will come back around. But you know, it could take some time, and just be patient and continue to study, guys. Continue to learn all you can. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for still being here. If you're still here and listening at the end, it means a lot to me. And you know what? I'll try to teach you guys anything I can. And it's been a pleasure. God bless.